Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday, which means it's time for a review show special. And today, I'm going to be doing a review show special all on EDCeight. Now, full disclaimer, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to EDCeight because obviously it's my trick. It's my latest trick that I bought out through Murphy's Magic. And last time I did this, it was on another one of my tricks. I think it was the Mirage coin set. And I had people say, well, obviously you're biased. Yes, I am biased. Don't look at it as a review if you don't want to, but I do get a lot of people asking me to talk about my products when they come out. So the best way to do that is to kind of do it as a review show, stroke all the information that you need. So obviously this is going to get a good review. I don't put anything out if I don't believe in it 100%. But obviously this is only my opinion and I am biased towards this product. Secondly, I'm not going to be addressing any of the controversy that took place around EDCeight and the Magic Cafe. That's something, if you're into drama, you can go and check out the Magic Cafe and you can see all of that unfold in real time by all means. I'm trying to move past it and I don't want to really kind of bring it up, but I'm not going to be addressing any of the controversy at all. This is just going to be about EDCeight as a trick, what you get, what it's all about, and whether or not it's worth buying. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's review show special all on EDCeight. So, EDCeight, what is EDCeight? Well, the name which was made, the genius behind the name was Lloyd Barnes, and it's an everyday carry item, hence the EDC part of EDCeight. It's basically 5 receipts that you keep in your pocket or you keep in your wallet, and those 5 receipts allow you to do some very direct mind reading. Now, we've been completely honest in the ad copy as to what you're going to get. What this is this is the binary system, the age card system, the calculator system, whatever you want to call it, calculator cards, age cards, binary system. It's that system built into receipts. So in other words, if you don't know what the binary system is, the idea is if you've seen the most likely thing that you've seen is Powerball 60. So if you've seen Powerball 60, you know, you have somebody think of a number off one of the cards and you can tell them what the number is. The original binary system was made with numbers, and the problem with using numbers is the binary system was used in calculator cards, was used in, you get it in crackers sometimes, right? So sometimes people are aware of that principle. So the best way, at least in my opinion, to use the binary system is to shroud it in a bit of secrecy. And a lot of people have done that. Kyle Purnell, for example, had a fantastic application of it with a blank deck that he bought out in a download through Vanishing Ink. Lloyd Barnes created Cognito, which used the binary system as part of the core method. The idea of using lists, the first person I saw, or the first reference I saw to using lists using the binary system was Psychic Prediction from the 1940s. And it was taking lists and you had to memorize, you had to assign an item to each number. And what that would do is that would help you get what the item was. And it was just different pieces of card, different colors and different items on each card. Obviously, you know, there's a few people that have used receipts now, Michael Weber and Tim Trono in Real Secrets, and Shop Test by Pierre Bock, which came out in 2015 and was a French language only that actually used receipts. But what you have with this project is you have the binary system built into receipts, but you also have like a 7-hour teach-in. Because when I put this together, what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a project. Everyone knows that I love my projects and I love giving people tons of information. You've seen it on Visible, you've seen it on the Quantum deck, you've seen it on the Beyond Stebbins project, the Mirage coin set, the list goes on and on and on. I wanted this to be a project where you had access to so much information that you literally can pick so many different ways of doing it. And that's what we have. That's what we have here. So we have the binary system with huge projects. And there's really 2 parts to it. The first part is the receipts and the second part is the tutorial. And to be honest, I've spoken to several people that have seen the tutorials and they've said, hey, you know, for £20 or $25, which pretty much is what this is, just the tutorial alone is worth the price of admission and then some. But we're going to talk about 2 of them separately. So first of all, the receipts. The receipts are made out of Tyvek. We went back and forth as to how the receipts should be done. Tyvek was the best option. They feel like real receipts. I've been using these now for a long time. They feel like real receipts. They look like real receipts. You can't tell really the difference between the Tyvek receipts and real receipts, because different shops have different receipts on different paper and so on and so forth. But Tyvek lasts a very long time. The ink won't bleed. They don't tear. They're very, very durable. So the receipts are on Tyvek, which is really good. You know, I've been using the same receipts for a very long time, and they look as good as they did when I first started using them. I've mashed them up on purpose, and that's one thing that we talk about in the tutorial. But the receipts are on Tyvek. And the other thing is you get USA receipts and you get UK receipts. They're designed to look as close as possible to real receipts with real shops and real information on there. Having said that, we do include in the project the files that you need to be able to print your own receipts. So if you want to use those files and you can use the software that they're designed on, you can actually create your own receipts for your own country. And Pete Turner actually talks about how you can actually create your own receipts using shops that you have right near where you live. So if you really like the routine and you want to go and actually create the receipts yourself, you can do so, and Peter Turner talks about that. There's 5 receipts, which means that people can think up to 30 items. And the basic core effect, and I'm going to show you a live performance from the project in a second, but the basic core effect, and it is the basic effect because there's so much more to it than what you're about to see here in a second, and we'll go through some other performances in a bit. But the basic core effect is you give somebody 5 receipts, they look over them, they think of any of the items. There's a little bit of procedure, and then you're able to tell them the item that they're thinking of. It's that clean, it's that direct. Now, they write nothing down, they don't tell anybody. And let me just show you a performance. So this is one of the performances from the project. You can have a look at this performance and have a look and see exactly how this plays. So this is a performance of the core trick, or one of the tricks. There's multiple ways of doing it, but this is one of the tricks from the EDCeight project. This is my prediction in the envelope. Mm-hmm. Your job is to keep an eye on that. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
So Josh, yeah?
Hello, mate.
You shop, obviously. You go to shops and stuff. Keep an eye on that prediction. I've got some receipts here.
Are they real receipts?
They are real receipts.
Can I have the card?
You cannot have the card.
Okay.
But if you want the receipts, go for your life. I don't care. The card is mine. Okay. The receipts are yours. That's how it's going to be, all right? But I've got 5 receipts from 5 different shops. Now, what I want you to do, and the reason we're using receipts is because it's going to randomize everything that we're going to do. Okay. And that's very important.
Cost cutter. Okay.
Cost cutter. You heard of cost cutter, right?
Yeah,
of course you have. Yeah, you can see them better on this side. What I want you to do, you're going to go through the receipts, pick any one that you want to, and then just bring it to the front so you can see it. I'm going to look this way. Your job is to make sure I'm not looking at him. Okay. Bring the one that you're looking at the front and tell me when you're looking at it.
Yeah, mate, I'm looking at it.
It's kind of getting a bit creepy now, isn't it? No. Right, have a look at that. Have a look at that receipt, yeah?
Yeah, I'm looking.
And what I want you to do, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I bought on that shopping trip. Good. What I want you to do is pick one of those things. Anyone. It's totally up to you. But don't tell anyone, don't write it down. But pick one of those. Well, then this could be a problem.
Go on. I can just about.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I've got one, mate.
Okay, and don't tell anyone, don't write it down. And if you're not happy, you can change it for a different one. But you're happy with that one that you...
I'm happy with that one, mate.
Cool. So I know it's on this receipt.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I go shopping, I buy the same thing every time.
Okay.
Other times I buy it like really occasionally. Other times I'll buy it like sporadically. There's 4 of the receipts there. I want to know how many. I want to know how many receipts it's on, because that's for the. So if it's on a receipt, put it here with this one, but that way round, so I can't see any. I'd rather you not lie, because you know I quite like you, Josh, and I don't want to like not like you. So if it's on a receipt, put it here. So it's on 2 receipts right now.
That's it.
It's only on 2 receipts. Just on these 2, you sure?
Seems that way, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just on this one and this one, right?
Yeah, 100%.
2 receipts.
2 receipts.
I didn't move the prediction. If I told you I knew how many receipts it was on, would you believe me?
No.
That's why I wrote no on there. I knew you would say no.
He did that.
Yeah, I know you. I knew. But it goes one step further, because it was on 2 receipts, yeah?
It was.
And I actually put on there, your product will be on 2 receipts.
Okay.
I told you to set the bar low. That's the trick. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's the best it's got. You don't look very impressed. You know, every time I do this, I get the same feedback. every single time I do this, people say the same thing. They go, well, it's okay, but it would be better if you told me the thing that I was thinking of, which I can't do because that's impossible. Because, like, you could have thought of any one of these.
Anyone.
And I have no idea which one it was. Yet you didn't write it down. You didn't tell anyone. I mean, if I could tell you which one you were thinking of, would that be good?
Go on then.
That would be good, wouldn't it? I mean, that would be good.
Yeah, give me
I mean, I can't do this, but I can try.
Go on.
Let's pretend. Let's use your imagination. Imagine you're walking into a shop, and you're walking up and down the aisles, and you're walking down the aisle that where the thing is that you're thinking of, and you grab it. And then you go to the checkout and you buy it and you go out and you take it home and you look at it. It's on your counter, right?
Yeah.
And you take it and you put it away where it's meant to be,
Yeah, of course.
which would be in the fridge. You keep it in the fridge. It's not in a cupboard. It's not on a shelf. You keep it in the fridge in the kitchen.
Maybe.
You keep it in the fridge in the kitchen because it's something refrigerated. This is something that you actually buy. Now think about this. You didn't write it down. You didn't tell anyone. You could have literally thought of anything. You thought of one thing and one thing only. You're thinking of mature cheddar cheese.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's fuck. Yeah, it was mature cheddar cheese. I know that. Oh, yes, mate.
Thanks.
Wow.
So that is one of the tricks from the EDCeight project. And that's how I did it for a while, actually. And there's lots of other ways of doing it. For sure, there's lots of other ways of doing it. And you're going to see some other performances in a bit. But what's nice about the way that I approached it there, two things that are really cool. So the first thing is the crib was actually on the back of the store card or the credit card. And you get included in the package a custom designed sticker that's the crib that you need that you can stick onto an old store card or credit card. And that's one way of using the crib. It's not the only way. In fact, there's multiple handlings on the project that don't even use a crib at all. You don't need to know a crib. You don't look at anything. But that's just one of the ways that you can do it. And the other thing about that is the use of the envelope, or the use of the envelope to predict what the person's thinking of. And that was an effort to kind of move away from the sorting procedure. It's kind of the big thing about the binary system is how do you justify the sorting procedure? Pete Turner's got thoughts on how to do this. Michael Murray's got thoughts on how to do this. So has Javier, so have I. One of the ways that I've approached it is by using this concept, which I think Dan Harlan first published in Missing Think, which is the whole idea of predicting the amount of receipts that the item is on that they're thinking of. That justifies the use of the sorting procedure because the whole focus of the trick is I've made this prediction. How many receipts is it on? Oh my God, I predicted it. How amazing is that? But in doing that, which is kind of, it's an interesting concept because it's an okay trick. It's not a great trick, but it's an okay trick. And me and Pete spend quite a bit of time talking about this. It's an okay trick, and it kind of lays their expectations there. But then you can immediately tell them the item they're thinking of, which is just great. So and the use of this prediction justifies the use or justifies the sorting procedure that you need to do to get the information that you need. The other advantages of EDCeight, because you use the binary system, it's a different outcome every single time. It's a walk around, no table required. It's an instant reset. It's completely examinable. All of that fun stuff. It's a very, very practical commercial trick. And there's a lot you can do with it. There is an awful lot you can do with it. Now, as I said, in that performance you just saw, I used a crib. There's lots of different ways that you can actually do this without even using a crib at all. So if you saw the mat test that I did last week, I did a mat test on EDCeight, and I actually did a few different performances. One of the performances was combining it with a prediction of a playing card. And this combines a couple of different principles together. And this method that you're about to see, I'll show you that if you didn't see the mat test, I'll do the performance again here. This method that you're about to see here, there is no crib at all. You don't need to know a crib at all. No crib is needed. You will immediately, you put the prediction down on the table, you have them think of something, you have somebody else think of a card, and immediately you can show that you've predicted the item without even knowing it. When I take that card out, I have no idea what they're thinking of. I don't need to know because of how this system works. No crib, no nothing. And then immediately I can turn it around and show it is accurate. actually the card that they thought of. I'm going to show you this performance again. It was on the mat test a couple of days ago, but just in case you missed that, here's a performance. This is one of my favourite ways to actually perform this trick right now. So you've seen a couple of tricks now using EDCeight, right? We're going to do one more.
You told me you were going to tell me how it works.
Yeah, later. We're gonna do one more, right? Okay, one last one. And obviously we've got the receipts. You watch the receipts. I've also got 2 packs of cards. One of you is going to be receipt guy. One of you is going to be card guy.
He can be receipt guy.
You can be receipt guy. You're going to be card guy. So I've got this pack of cards. I've got 2 packs of cards. This one says prediction on it. The reason it says prediction is because earlier on, I had a premonition of what you two would do. I didn't have a piece of paper, so I took a card out of a deck, I turned it over, and I wrote on the back what I think that you guys are going to do. So in other words, on the back of one of these cards is a prediction, and it's turned over in the deck. All right?
This should be interesting.
So this is here. So you're receipt guy, you're card guy. So you can take these cards and give them a shuffle, make sure they're all mixed up, make sure they're in no particular order. We've already established now that I've got a whole bunch of receipts, right, from different shops.
Yeah.
Do me a favour, hold them face down, mix them up, so you don't know which one's where. Obviously, Matt's been looking at these. They've all got different items on them. Some of the receipts have the item on more than once. It just depends on how popular the thing is that you're thinking of. What I want you to do is pick one of the receipts and look at it, and on that receipt, pick any item, okay? So there's 5 receipts, just pick any one of the receipts. I'm gonna look away, I'm gonna watch Matt shuffling because he doesn't suck now, which is good. And that was a compliment, by the way.
It was kind of a backhanded compliment, which is about as best as I can hope for.
Exactly. Are you thinking of one of those things?
Yep.
Great. So put it down there, face down. So you're now thinking of an item. You randomly picked a receipt, and you randomly, off that receipt, thought of an item. There's no way I can know what that receipt is. In order for this to work, I want to know how popular the thing is that that you're thinking of. So very quickly, go through the other 4 receipts, and if it's on any of the others, put them face down there as well. Okay. Can you do that for me? Now, that deck, while he's doing that, is in a completely random order.
Yeah.
There's no way that I could possibly know anything, right?
No.
Good. Now, the important thing is for you to put it back in the original order. Nice. It's a really popular item. Oh my god! It's on a ton of receipts. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We'll get back to those in a minute. But what's important is you picked an item off one receipt at randomly. It's a really popular item. We'll get back to that in a minute. Okay. Now this is a deck of cards, obviously, that you've shuffled.
Yeah.
I personally think that you've shuffled this a little bit too well, but whatever. It's absolutely fine. I'm going to give them 1, 2, 3 cuts. And then we're going to do something really strange. I'm going to take these cards, and one at a time, I'm going to turn them over like this. And anytime you want to, anytime at all, you can say stop. Now, to be clear, there's no ambiguity here. Wherever you say stop, the face down card is the one that you're going to end up with, okay? So anytime, you can see them go past, and anytime you want to, you're just going to say stop.
Should we just let him keep going?
You can do if you want to.
Okay.
Stop using my lines.
Stop.
I was going to turn that over. Do you want me to turn it over?
Yeah.
You want me to turn that one over? So it would have been the 5 of clubs. It's not. Now, do you want me to turn one more over? Is that
No.
it? So you could have stopped on any one of these, but you stopped on that one right there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Have a look at that card. You can show Jack if you want to. Just don't show me. You can show the camera.
Got it?
Okay, and put it back. Shuffle.
Shuffle.
Yeah, give him another shuffle. So you took a shuffle pack and you stopped wherever you wanted to. A pack that you shuffled. Hey, correct?
Yeah.
And you thought of any item on any one of the receipts.
Yep.
This prediction's been here the whole time, hasn't it? From the very, very beginning, this prediction's been right here. I don't know. Forget about the card right now. I don't know what it is that you're thinking of.
Nope.
No idea.
Nada.
Here's what's interesting. Do you remember I said I turned one card over?
Yeah.
And I wrote on the back of one card.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
This is crazy. You're not going to believe this. Let me show you. Look. I'm going to spread the cards out, and I want you to see that there is one card turned over here. You can see all these cards face up. There's one card face down. Do you see that right there?
I see it, yeah.
One card and one card only. You can see there's something written on there, but you can't really see what.
No.
I've committed myself. For the first time, what was the thing you were thinking of?
Dorito salsa dip.
So
What
that
the
would be
fuck?
Doritos salsa dip, which is crazy that I was able to predict Doritos salsa dip. But Matt, you know what's even crazier?
That's the 6 of hearts I'm leaving.
Was that the
Sorry.
card? Because you
Yeah.
picked a card, you shuffled.
Oh, I didn't even tell you what it was.
No, I didn't know. It was the 6 of hearts.
Yeah.
That's good.
Fuck me.
Hell.
So that's an example of how you can perform it by combining it with something else. And that kind of leads us on nicely to the tutorial, because I think the real value in EDCeight is the tutorial. And I was lucky enough to get some of the biggest names in magic and mentalism involved in this project, and each one of them has contributed something absolutely amazing. So first of all, let's start off with the legend himself, Pete Turner. So Pete, for my money, is probably the best mentalist in the world right now, and performing at such a high level. Pete and I sit down and we have a 2-hour masterclass. So myself and Pete Turner, we sit down and we cover so many different aspects of using this prop. We talk about how to use it on stage, how to use it for social media, how to use it on TV, multiple ways to eliminate the crib, multiple ways to eliminate the sorting procedure, ways of actually doing the sorting procedure underneath the table. So many different ways of using it, and Pete's idea of doing the sorting procedure under the table with their hand is genius. I'm not going to give it away. You need to go and watch the tutorial. But for me, one of the best parts of this whole project is the sit down chat with Pete. In fact, one of the things that came about from that session was one of the ways that I actually use EDCeight now, which is by using a phone. So if you went and saw the mat test the other day, you'll see a performance of this. I'm not going to show you the performance again now. I don't want to kind of retread old ground. But the whole idea is, again, there's no crib, no nothing like that. All you have to do is when they're thinking of something, you just take your phone and you say you're going to search on Amazon for it. You put the phone in their hand and then they name the item they're thinking of. And when they look at their phone, it is an absolute match. No memory work, no nothing. You immediately know. You immediately know. And in fact, you don't know. It's another one of those examples when, when they look at the phone, I have no idea what it is they're thinking of. It's just going to be correct. So that came around as a result of the masterclass. But I was speaking to my friend Nemid Phoenix, and he turned around to me and he said, if I was 20 quid, if it was just the 2-hour session with you and Pete and how I can apply the binary system in different ways, it'd be worth the money. Let's set aside the fact that you get all the custom printed receipts, set aside the fact that you've got everything else on the project. That in itself is worth it, and I totally agree. On top of that, you've got a ton of information from Simon Lipkin. In the main tutorial, I share several ideas of Simon's. Simon is a genius as far as I'm concerned. I've interviewed him on this channel. You can go and check him out if you want to. He's an amazing actor. He's an amazing singer. He's an amazing magician, mentalist. He's brought several things out. He's got a lot more stuff coming out with places like Penguin Magic soon. And Simon's he's just a genius. That's all I can say. That's all I've got to say about that. Simon is a genius, and he shared so many wonderful ideas on this project. The thing with the fingers, absolutely amazing. I'm not going to go any more into it. You wait till you hear. It's brilliant. And he's got some really great ways of applying this to classic mentalism techniques. So, sorry, not techniques, but classic mentalism routines and other routines in mentalism that you can actually apply the EDCeight to. And talking about that, one of my favorite ideas on the whole of the project is Michael Murray's idea of using the EDCeight receipts to do a 2-person one ahead routine. Now, me and Pete Turner talk about one ahead and how to use EDCeight to do a mental epic style routine, how to do a one ahead routine. Pete goes through one ahead, but this routine that Michael shares is brilliant. Now, I did a performance of it on the map test, so if you want to go and see that, you can. It's a 2-person thing where you're literally using EDCeight, combining it with a very simple one ahead principle to have this. Basically, from their point of view, they feel like you're writing just down, you're just grabbing thoughts out their mind. It's typical genius Michael Murray thinking. Just really good. And the other thing that I like is how Michael justifies the sorting procedure. And he does it by I'm not going to give it away. he does it by basically making a statement. And because of how the routine is structured, it doesn't matter whether the statement is correct or not. It makes absolutely no difference because it's kind of glossed over. It's almost like painting it red, which is great. Now, I was also lucky enough to have Javier Fuenmajor from Murphy's Magic and Lloyd Barnes do 2 separate sections on the project as well. And Javier and Lloyd go through so many different ideas. Javier's got some fantastic ideas that don't even use a crib. Let me say that again. Don't even use a crib. We've got so many different ways of not even using a crib on this, and it's interesting how different people have approached this in different ways. But yeah, Javier, no crib required. Lloyd has got this super visual. He's got a shopping list which he shows, and they're thinking of anything, and then he's got this whole idea of imagine that you're burning the shopping list and everything's burning away, and as he lights the paper, everything disappears other than the item that they're thinking of. And the method is bonkers. It is typical Lloyd Barnes bonkers thinking. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. There's a lot more on there. This could be a 2-hour review if I wanted it to be, if I covered everything that was on the tutorial. But honestly, I think the thing that really makes this product is the tutorial, is the information from Simon, from Peter. Oh, I'm forgetting Peter Nardi. How can I forget Peter Nardi? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Peter's got some amazing ideas of actually using this, using EDCeight with playing cards and with peak wallets. And he shows how you can actually use this information with a peak wallet and with a pack of cards to do something that's kind of really special and takes everything in a completely different direction. So yeah, the real value in this project is the people that have contributed. And I'm so grateful that I know so many really wonderful magicians and mentalists that were able to contribute to this project and make it what it is, because this is more than just a binary system built into receipts. This is way more than the binary system built into receipts. This is just a masterclass on using the binary system. Whether you use the binary system built into receipts like we do, or whether you use the binary system in a different way, the information on this project will really help take your mentalism to the next level. Now, some people have mentioned that there's other tricks out with receipts that do mind reading, and there is, like Paul Fowler's routine through Saturn. And here's the thing, I was actually speaking to Saturn about this the other day. You can combine those 2 routines together. You can take Paul's receipts, my receipts, put them together, have 10 receipts in your wallet, and you can go into doing this and then going into their version, or doing their version and then going into this. You can combine the 2 together really, really well, which is kind of an interesting concept, really. But yeah, I mean, look, this is biased. I'm 100% totally understand that this is biased. It really is. I can't review my own product. I'm going to give it 150% because I stand by everything I do. If I didn't believe in something 100%, I wouldn't bring it out. I believe in this. You see me at a convention, you see me anywhere, I will have these in my wallet, I'll have these in my pocket. Why will I have them in my wallet? Why will I have them in my pocket? Because for me, it's the perfect everyday carry. It packs small, it plays big. You can do this on stage. I mean, Pete Turner's got ways of actually doing this on stage and getting people, the sorting procedures done by people dividing themselves into groups. It's just insane. It really is. I mean, Pete's brain is another level. But this is something that you can do on stage. You can do close-up. You can do mix and mingle. You can do restaurants. There's so many applications of this trick. There's so many different ways you can do it. And think about it from a commercial point of view. It's an instant reset. It's examinable. It's a different outcome every single time. No tables, no angle restrictions, nothing written down, no peeking, no nothing. And you instantly know. It's very, very organic. And I can't wait for people to start doing it. I can't wait for people to start coming up with ideas with it, because I think that the best ideas for this, despite the fact that we've had all these people involved, I think the best ideas for it have yet to be discovered, and I think that you guys are going to do that. So I'm going to give it 150%. Next week, we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming when it comes to review shows. But, you know, for everybody that's asked me to review EDCeight, for everyone that's asked me to perform EDCeight, you got a couple of performances now on this video. If you want to go back and see the mat test, you can do. There's a bunch of other performances on there, but I'm gonna round this video off by doing one more performance at the end. So there's going to be one more performance at the end. But guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.
Making a prediction.
And I have to be honest with you, this is not a very good prediction.
Okay.
Mainly because I am not somebody who can read minds. But I'm going to try my best, but wherever your expectation levels are, lower them. All right?
Mine's an easy read.
Good. Your job is to keep an eye on the prediction. That envelope there,
Cool.
that's a prediction. Now, obviously you go shopping sometimes.
Got the shopping list.
Occasionally, you might accumulate receipts. If you're anything like me. We're going to do something with the receipts. I got some receipts here from various different shopping trips, from various different shops. I need you to do me a favor. You're going to take the receipts and you're going to pick one of them. I'm going to look away. You're going to pick one of them, whichever one you want. You're going to bring it to the front so you can see everything that I've bought on that shopping trip. If you want to check them all out, you can see that they're all different. They are genuine receipts. So you take the receipts, pick any one you want to, cut it to the front. I will look over there out the way.
Just put it.
Yeah, so you can see it. So you can see it. So if you're going to go for this one, for example, you do it so you can see it.
Okay.
You understand? I'm going to look away. Anyway, you can do it together if you want. I don't mind. Pick any one you want. I don't mind. Are we good?
We're good.
Now, whatever receipt you've picked, I want you to look through it and pick one of those items off the receipt. But don't tell me which one that you're picking, but you can pick any one you want to. I'm going to look away. Have you got one?
I can't see which one you're pointing at. This one?
Yeah.
No, okay, I'll go for this one.
You got one? You can change your mind if you want to. You happy with that one?
Yeah. You don't even know what this is.
I have an assumption.
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
You've got one item off that receipt.
Yes.
That freely chosen receipt.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to look at it, but this receipt has that thing on that you're thinking of.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. When I go shopping sometimes, hold on to the receipts. When I go shopping, sometimes I buy the same thing every time. Sometimes I buy it like once in a blue moon. Sometimes it's like every other trip. It depends. The item you're thinking of on this receipt, it might be on the other receipts more than, it might be on all of them. It might be on an extra one or just two of them. I don't know.
Okay.
Go through the other receipts. Any receipts that that item's on, give to me, and then hold on to the others.
Okay.
We want to know how many receipts that item's on that you freely chose. So it's on this one. It's on that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, it's not on this one.
So to be clear, it's on this one. It's on this one. It's on this one. It's on this one, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, I think
So it's on four of them.
I think so.
Okay. Just hold on to those for me. We're going to try and do something.
Okay.
And this is kind of weird. And you'll see why. Can you hold on to these? This might not work. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try. We're going to try. Hold on to those for me. Here's the thing. I told you to keep an eye on that receipt, on that prediction.
Yeah.
If I told you I knew how many receipts it would be on, and I predicted it, would you believe me?
Yes.
He would believe me. Would you believe me?
I suppose that could be done.
You see,
four,
I told you it was a terrible prediction. See, I put no. It's even worse because I wrote down that it was going to be on 3 receipts. You said 4, but I did know I'd be off by 1. Which is okay. But remember, it's not the best trick, is it? In a way, I mean, it's okay. It's okay, but it's not great. And that's the problem. Every time I do this, I get the same critique. Every single time I do this, I get the same thing. People turn around to me and they say, it'd be good if you could tell me the thing that I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But that's impossible. Because I couldn't possibly know what you were looking at. I couldn't possibly know there's a whole bunch of different things on there. You didn't write it down. You didn't tell anyone I was looking in the other direction. If I could actually tell you what you were thinking of, now that would be incredible. That'd be impossible. Let's use our imagination. I want you to imagine that you're going into this. You're going into a supermarket.
Wait.
You're going, yeah. You're going up and, of course, why not? You're going up and down the aisles and you're finding the thing that you selected. You're taking it from the shelf.
Yeah.
You're going and paying for it. You're taking it home. and you put it in the kitchen because that's where it belongs. It belongs in the kitchen, doesn't it? It's an item that you'd keep in the kitchen. You wouldn't put it in the fridge. You'd put it in the kitchen. You'd put it near your bread bin. And the reason you put it near your bread bin is because that is probably where you keep your Scotch pancakes.
You bastard.
Yes, that was quite good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
You
good.
didn't even know what I was thinking of.
I pointed at
Is that what you pointed at?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
That's great that you got